So Christmas time coming up, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be getting into the cameras and putting them on your wave runners, your Seadoos and so on, 360 cameras and so on. It's a big investment, guys. It's a lot of money. Don't waste it. Buy the right mounts. Mike with NRG Creative, and I want to show you guys the absolute best mount for the front of the Seadoos, the 2018 and newer, that have the GTX style hood. And I want to show you why you want to use something like this rather than a metal mount. All right, the reason I have the hood off here right now, this is the style hood that this works on. So if you've got a GTI or something, it's not going to work. But this is the style hood with the 2 bolts right here. And the reason I have this off is I wanted to show you guys where this mount actually mounts to. It mounts to here. And if you look right here, these things, they use these 2 bolts and they screw into plastic, guys. And this is very easy to rip out. So when you've got your mount on here, your mount is going to mount here with these 2 bolts. All right, so it's got a little glare on there. Sorry about that, but nothing I can do in this situation. But you're going to put this mount on there, and you're going to set 1 screw in. Okay, just kind of twist it lightly with your fingers. And then on this side, the reason it doesn't fit perfectly without pushing on anything is because you want that tension to keep this nice. So push this up here. You actually have to push on this side just a little bit. Push on this side to line up the hole. Screw it down. And then you take your ratchet with your T30 and you just snug it down. So like I said, if you go too hard, you can actually rip these screws right out of that plastic. So just snug, that's installed. Now you can see right here, we have no movement whatsoever. Now, this mount right here is extremely strong. You can use other selfie sticks if you want, but I know I've seen a lot of guys out there. I actually saw one video that made me crack up when the guy puts his metal mount on here and does this and it flexes. He goes, it's got a little wiggle, but that's okay. Let me tell you, that's never okay. Not only are you putting a lot of tension on your hood there, but you're gonna have a very, very shaky video. And if you're gonna use any selfie stick other than the one that I make for this mount, you're going to want to make sure that you don't extend it at all. You want to leave it fully collapsed. If you extend it, you're going to have problems. So I don't care what anybody else tells you, that's the truth. So let me show you, this is the stick that I make. It is not extendable. It is a fixed length and it's secure. Not only is it, like I said, you can use other selfie sticks in here, and I'll show you like an Insta360 one, but I'm going to show you why you should use this stick. All right, so this is an Insta360 stick. It's the one that you can buy on Amazon or from Insta360. It's 25 millimeters. Let me show you this one just to show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here's the Insta360. Now, I don't have it fully tight yet, but it's just on the threads, and you can see how there is a little bit of wiggle. The mount doesn't move at all. There's no wiggle at all in that whatsoever. But you can use an Insta360 stick. This stick, it's about the same price as the one that I make. Snug these screws down just to where you feel it touch. You don't have to go any further, and that's it. That's your mount. You can see even with the Insta360 stick, there's no wiggle in this unless you're pulling on it. But there's nothing at all. You don't want any wiggle. And when that guy said it was literally going like this, but that's okay. It's never okay. So be careful who you're listening to. All right, so The difference between that stick and the stick that I make, you can see this little recessed groove in here. So that is perfectly spaced to these little set screws, thumb screws. This stick here is perfectly matched. So you can see when I'm tightening this down here, there's no movement whatsoever. So once I get this completely tight, like there, I just snug my set screws down, and these go into that little groove. Look at that, guys. I mean, I'm literally pulling hard, but there's no wiggle. So I'm gonna tell you again, you can use whoever you want. Plastic mount, this thing, I have never broken. At the end of this video, check out where I test this mount out in some really extreme waves. Guys, this is the strongest mount out there. I know you can buy metal ones. I don't recommend it. And I've already shown you at the beginning of this video why I don't recommend using a metal mount. And especially if you've got somebody out there that's saying their mount is literally moving like this and saying that's okay. That's not okay, guys. It's not. So all my mounts, my front mounts, my side mounts, my rear mounts, they are unbeatable, guys. So buy it once and be done. Talk to you next time. Give a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it. Go to my Seadoo group. I debut all of my items there first. I'll put the links in the description.